Hi everybody, I'm so glad to see you. Welcome to Music with Mr. Vince. This is something that we've been thinking about and trying to get together for a long time, and now we're able to do it. You know, I know that this time things are sort of strange. We had to stop having choirs, and we've been online for church. But you know what though? I think this is kind of fun for us to try something new. Now I realize that a lot of people are having to wear masks, and there's all the different things going on about school, whether or not you're going to go or you're going to do school online. But listen, you don't need to worry. All you have to do is stay safe. We're going to be doing a lot of things. First of all, we're going to do some of the things that we normally do, like our beginning exercises. And then I'm going to teach you some things about music. We're going to have some fun games. We're going to do some things that, you know, we might not have been able to do in person, but you can be a part of it. We're also going to have special guests from time to time. A fellow by the name of Professor Hymnology. Now that's an awful mouthful, isn't it? But actually what he's teaching us, he's going to be teaching us things about hymns in our hymnals. And we will get to learn a lot about that. Oh, and every week, Lambkin will be with us. Now let me tell you about Lambkin. Lambkin is a puppet, and a lamb puppet. And Lambkin is a cousin of Lamb Chop. And Lamb Chop used to be, some of your parents will know this, used to be a friend that would come to choir with Miss Ann Murphy. So Lambkin, Lamb Chop's cousin, will be here with us. So we're going to learn so much, and we're going to have stories, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now here's the thing. I want you on YouTube, as you're watching it, to type in your name and tell me you're here. When it comes time that I might ask some questions, then you can type those answers in on YouTube, or if you want to, you can email me your answers. Here's the thing though. If you do that, you will be getting special prizes from myself and Miss Wan Hee. Now these prizes, they're going to be even way better than what we had in our Pirate's Chest for Secret Chair. So you'll want to pay close attention. And you can watch this whenever you want to, but as soon as you watch it and you let me know the answers to anything that I might ask you, then you let me know, either on the YouTube and type in the comments, or send me an email with the answers, whichever you're most comfortable with. But let me know you're watching, because I'm going to be looking for you. Well, let's do something that we've always done. Everyone stand up wherever you are, and let's do heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. Here we go. Whoa, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Hey! Now, let's go faster. Let's see if Mr. Vince can go faster. Ready? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Hey! Now, you heard a very special song a moment ago. And it's a song that I really love. It's a song that I like to call a Sunday school song. It's called Deep and Wide. The words go, deep and wide, deep and wide. There's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, deep and wide. There's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Well, you sing along with me now. I'm going to sing, and then we're going to change some things around in it. So just be very careful and listen. Here we go. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Now make it wide and deep. Wide and deep, wide and deep, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. Wide and deep, there's a fountain to tell you, make sure you do hand signals. Let's do that again where you go deep and wide, or wide and deep. So let's do it again. Here we go. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Here we go. Wide and deep, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. Wide and deep, there's a fountain flowing wide and deep. Now I like to do some other ones. We'll do some more later, like zim and zam, and we even do those too. That'll be fun. So let's do that later. We'll learn a little bit more. Next thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about some things with music. Now, in just a moment, I'm sure Lambkin will wake up. Lambkin has been behind the piano, and Lambkin likes to sleep late sometimes. But all of that noise and everything coming from the piano and coming from you and I, Lambkin is going to wake up. And Lambkin loves learning. Of course, Lambkin also likes to teach too. So we'll see if Lambkin comes out in just a moment. Now, Lambkin once told me that she had some music training, but there were some things that she just didn't get or understand. And so I think you can help me to help teach Lambkin, and while we all learn together. So it's time for us to learn some things about music. We need to wake up Lambkin. Now I have a special way of ringing Lambkin's doorbell. So here we go. Lambkin, are you home?
Good morning.
Oh, well, good morning, Lambkin. I'm glad to see you. How did you rest well?
Yeah, I went to bed right on time last night, so I feel great right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad. You know, sometimes Mr. Vince stays up too late. Yeah, and I have to get up and walk Bentley. Oh, you know, maybe we'll bring Bentley one day. Do you think he might do well? We'll see. We'll talk about it. Well, listen, Lambkin, I'm going to talk to everyone about how we just start right at the beginning of some things and learn them. Are you ready to learn?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look now. Boys and girls, everyone, music is written on 5 lines and 4 spaces. Now, some of you already know this stuff. I understand. Consider it a review, and we're going to be helping some of the younger ones out. So looky here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines, Lambkin.
Only 5?
Only 5. How about counting them off with me really big, okay? Here we go.
Okay.
Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the music notes sit on those lines, but wait a minute. There's spaces in between. Let's count how many spaces there are. Ready? Count with me, Lambkin. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are how many lines, Lambkin?
5.
And how many spaces?
4.
Excellent. 5 lines and 4 spaces. So, boys and girls, here's the questions for you to answer. Number 1, how many lines are in music? And the next question, number 2, how many spaces? You gotta make sure you remember. Okay? So, how many lines? Is this right?
Yeah.
Is this right for spaces?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I'll remember that. Now, the next thing that we need to learn is the musical alphabet. Now, boys and girls, you grew up probably from the time that you were 3, 4, 5 years old singing the ABC song. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay? So it keeps going, right? Well, the musical alphabet doesn't go that far. I have a special way, Lambkin, of teaching this song. Are you ready to listen?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you can do it for them.
Okay.
All right, so it goes like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, stop! Can you do that, Lincoln?
I can try.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, stop!
Oh, wait a minute now. You didn't go far enough.
Really?
It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, stop.
Oh. Can I try again?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, do it again.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, stop!
Yes, that's it. Very good.
Yay!
In fact, if you could even see it on the piano here, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, stop. 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 And it keeps going. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, over and over and over and over and over. Easy enough to remember. So, boys and girls, question number 3. What is the musical alphabet? It's
Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Right. That's very good. So, that's our music lesson for today. Oh, next week we're going to talk about where A, B, C, D, E, F, G is on this. And we're going to get to play Ready, Aim, Fire. So make sure that you're ready for that. Now it's time for us to talk about something really special. Today we're going to talk about, excuse me, a very important composer in the life of church music and music around the world. Now, this composer lived within 100 miles of where he was born. He walked everywhere. Horseback was about the only way they could get somewhere, maybe on a cart as well. But he preferred to walk. One time he walked 300 miles to hear another musician, to learn from them, and then 300 miles back to where he was living. Well, you're asking, who is this? Well, let me see. I think you would know is JS Bach. Now, he was born in 1685 in an area known as Eisenach. Now, Eisenach was in a duchy called Thuringia. Eventually, all of that area became Germany, as you will see on the map. But he was born in this area of Thuringia. It's very interesting because the Bach family goes way, way back as musicians, as town musicians in the different towns in areas of Germany. Some people would even ask, who's your town Bach? Meaning, who's your town musician? Well, JS Bach happened to be one that eventually gained notoriety, but it was not until a long time after his death. Now, when Bach was just a little boy, he had a lot of brothers and sisters, and he and his younger brother all of a sudden were faced with the fact that his mom and dad died. They passed away. And so he and his younger brother went to live with an older brother. Now, music had been important in the Bach family, but Bach's older brother taught him even more. And it was here that he gained his love of music. Now, there were a lot of people living in the house of his brother at that time. And when Bach became a teenager, he decided that he needed to go out on his own, and so that his brother would not have to feed him. So he started working his way around, and he got jobs. He was organist at a church in Arnstadt, Germany. He was organist in several places. He even worked for a prince in a duchy called Kärnten. He eventually wound up being, in the final part of his life, in a town called Leipzig, which is in the north of Germany, and he was at the St. Thomas Church, or as they say in German, Kirche. From there he taught school, he taught music in school, he taught the choirs, he also worked with a Collegium Consortium, which was a group of musicians that were college age. He actually was organist and choir master at 3 different churches there in the city of Leipzig. And he married early on in Arnstadt, and his wife was named Barbara. They had 7 children, and then she passed away, and then he married a lady by the name of Anna Magdalena. With her, he had 13 children. So let's count that together. 7 plus 13 equals 20. 20 children. That's a lot of kids. And they lived in a very small space. Well, basically, Bach was not famous during his time. Not world known like he is now. It was not until his music was unearthed many years after his death, almost 100 years, by the musician Felix Mendelssohn. And he performed the St. Matthew Passion, which is a passion has to be what happens during Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday, where we celebrate the Lord's Supper and then the death on the cross. And so it was a musical drama of sorts. With that, Bach gained popularity, and then even during the 20th century, the famous Dr. Albert Schweitzer introduced his music because he was an organist. And so in the 20th century, there was a big revival, if you will, of Bach in his music. And he wrote tons of music. He wrote for the services in what they call the Protestant church, but we call the Lutheran church. It's an unbelievable amount of music. In a few moments, I want you to listen to some of these pieces. He wrote music for singers. He wrote music that was for the organ. He also arranged accompaniments for hymns that were used in the church. He also wrote music that was for dancing. He wrote for every type of music that was around at that time except for opera. Do you know what opera is? A lot of people think it's a bunch of people screaming. It really isn't. All it is a play where they sing all the words. Now we'll look at that a little bit later on because we'll talk about some opera composers. At the end of Bach's life, he started losing his eyesight. And a doctor tried to perform an operation on him, and he actually regained his sight for a while. But, back then they just didn't know a lot about the body and the things like doctors do today. and he had a stroke. That's where something happens to the brain, and he died in 1750. But he gave us so much. If you get a chance, and I know you will, to look through our hymnal, if you look in the back, in the index of authors and composers, you will find a lot of hymns that were put together by JS Bach. He was probably the most outstanding composer of church music and secular music of all time. But we have a lot of composers that we're going to talk about from time to time. It's been fun talking about Bach, and I know that you'll want to learn more about him. Look up JS Bach on Google. See what you can find. What I want you to do is this. Find JS Bach. See if you can tell me an interesting fact that maybe Mr. Vince didn't tell you. Look it up. Type it in the comments on the YouTube page, or just send me an email at the church. I would love to learn some things from you too. So you make sure you do that. That goes towards your prize. Well, you know, our time is coming to an end today, and it has been so much fun to do this. I want to thank Holy Trinity Church for allowing us to do this, for Jessica Johns, who is our producer and editor, and for Sherry Johns, executive producer. And we're grateful to all of our people. And we don't need to forget Miss Wan Hee, because she's the one that's going to be looking at the answers with me, and we'll let you know how you did. Make sure you let me know you have watched, and pass the word on to other people. We want other people to be watching. We're going to make this fun. If you have any ideas or things that you'd like to learn about, let me know. Hey, remember this, Mr. Vince loves you. I want to have a prayer with you, and then we'll close. Simon says, put your hands together. Simon says, bow your head. Father, thank you for music and the fact that we can use it even in this time where we're not able to be together, to still rejoice and praise you. Thank you for learning lines and spaces with Lambkin, for learning about Bach, and just being together. We ask you to be with us and keep us safe. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, you know, it's good to know that we've had the opportunity to be together today. And so I'd like for us to end with that favorite song of ours. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Bye.